Good day, my name is Desmond Bernardo, and I want to share something with you today. First, briefly, my background, and then share something with you about the current energy situation that we find ourselves in, and as well as the situation within Eskom. Just briefly to give you my background, I started my career in the power generation industry in 1992 at Koeberg Nuclear Power Station, where I was trained as an operator, went through the ranks, and then later went on the licensing course to train as a licensed reactor operator. I received my license in 2003 and subsequently worked in the control room, mainly on Unit 1, as a shift supervisor. And then from there, I resigned in February of 2007 and went on as a senior instructor in operations training, where I trained uh, trainee reactor operators in their license course. Subsequently to that, I've completed 2 contracts at Koeberg where I worked on specific projects. The first one as a senior engineering consultant, and the second one as a project manager, which ended in September of 2018. And I must say that my years at Koeberg, I just have fond memories. There's many exciting things that happened. There's a lot that I learned. I worked with amazing people that are still working at Koeberg today. And one thing that I have to make clear to people is that I was able to see the full transition within Eskom from 1992 through the transition of our democracy to where we are now. See the changes in management, the changes in staff, the changes in the way business is done. And reflecting back on that, I thought of 2 articles that I wrote in March of 2015. The first article was I called Eskom the fall of a first world utility, and the second one is Eskom how to heal a broken utility. And I will put the links to these articles below the video so that you can go and read them. I wrote it under a pseudonym at the time, as I did not think it fit to come out publicly with regards to my position within Eskom at the time, and also considering my family. At this stage, I think we're in a situation where I can add value and where I don't want to keep quiet anymore, and I'm willing to go into the public space. Now, a lot of people would say that this is risky, and a lot of the information that I will share with you might bring risk to myself. But I am willing to risk this knowing that it can improve things, that it can change things, that Eskom can listen, that people in government can listen, that people in governance can listen, and that they will be willing to make changes based on my small input. I know that there are many people that can give input, that can change things, but each one of us can make that small difference to get the right thing to happen. Then I think it's worth the effort. So I will put a link to these articles at the bottom of the video for you, and I will please want you to go and read those articles. They're not long, and it's interesting how an article about the fall of a first world utility got the most views. People are more interested in drama and disaster than they are in how to fix things, and it's just a nature of the people in South Africa at this stage, and I find that very disconcerting. The fact that people would rather see things fail, talk about failures instead of successes. And within Eskom and within Koeberg, there's been many successes. Very recently at Koeberg, there's been many successes, and the staff and the people in Eskom, when they are broken down continuously in the media with what people say, what friends and family say, it doesn't help the country at all. Remember that Eskom is still supplying the cheapest electricity to the market out there. At the moment, there is not a single IPP that can produce electricity cheaper than Eskom, no matter what any political party or anyone with any political agenda tells you at this stage, because it can be proven on paper. And until someone proves something else, that will be the status quo. Eskom is generating the cheapest electricity currently with all the problems, faults, and issues that Eskom might have. Now, to look at where these issues come from, how things were when Eskom was considered a first world utility, not just a first world utility, but one of the best in the world. With transmission lines, Eskom was considered the best in the world. And some of the Eskom units performed with some of the best units in the world. Now that is quite an achievement. And I want the public to understand that what I say, they need to see it in context as to how Eskom has performed in the past, to how Eskom transitioned to where it is now, some of the reasons why that might have happened, and how we can go forward and actually solve the situation that Eskom finds itself in. It is difficult for the people caught up within a system, in a company, to see what is wrong, because they are working under those circumstances continuously. It's like a government. When they get stuck into a certain system, they cannot see that the system isn't working or that the system is flawed. You need input from outside, or people to come in from the outside that have expertise and knowledge of that industry or the specific subject matter that you are busy with, and they need to scrutinize, and they need to tell you that you've got problems in certain areas. Give input for the people in the industry to review, and then they need to change things. And I actually give suggestions in my second article, how to fix a first world utility. I give suggestions as to how Eskom can go about fixing the issues that we are stuck with today. Now, obviously, since 2015, things have progressed more. Things have definitely deteriorated more. The plant has gotten older. We have found out about a lot of corrupt dealings within Eskom. But the problems started much earlier than any political era. And it's important to understand that us as the public have only ourselves to blame for what happens in any company, because Eskom works for us, and the people in Eskom work for us, the civil servants work for us, government works for us. And as long as we are not part of the processes that can fix things, which includes public forums, Eskom open house meetings, Kubek has open house meetings where people can say how they feel about things. If you don't get involved, you cannot blame anyone for the problems that we experience today. I want to be an activist for civil activism. I want people to get involved. I want people to research. I want people to study as much as they can to make a difference, instead of just getting up in the morning, going to work, coming home at night, fetching the kids at school, raising a family, going on holiday. And when the country that you live in, that provides you all of these family safety systems and a way of living, falls apart, you wonder why that has happened. And if I can only achieve one thing, that you go and read these articles, see what I had to say about Eskom, ask questions at the bottom of the video. I will make follow-up videos on specifics, because there are so many topics that needs to be dealt with. And I would encourage any political party out there, any public interest group, to look at the articles, scrutinize them, come back to me, leave your comments, and ask questions. And I will answer them very specifically in videos, because I cannot cover everything in one video or in one sitting. Then I will also be welcome. I will welcome anyone that wants me to come into any forum to explain my knowledge and what I know and what I've experienced with regards to issues within Eskom, issues within the leadership within Eskom, how things changed, especially the decentralization of human resources, for instance, which was a big issue within Eskom. Many things that affected the way that the company was run, that I believe affected things negatively. And I will give my opinion in those forums. My idea with my YouTube channel is to give technical facts. So on my YouTube channel, I'm not going to get into the political side of things. If you ask me questions about anything specific, then I will give you the technical background on any subject or item with regards to power generation. And please leave those comments. It doesn't matter how silly you think they might be. I'm not going to laugh. I will answer them the best way that I can, or I will make a video specifically on a topic if I think it's important enough. Thank you very much.